Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Are furloughs coming? The new governor says the government's piggy bank is broken. A team has been assembled to review finances. Also tonight, a repeat offender finds himself behind bars again. And the civil case between former government department heads and the AG's office continues. In sports, we don't like to run on sentences unless they are about a run that is on. Stay with us. We have these stories and more next.
What's the move? Tryna wild out, cash groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Tryna wild out, cash groove. What's the move?
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, January 18, 2023. The new administration forms a fiscal response team that will reset the NMI government's budget and get the true value of the financial books. In order to get some sense of stability, the administration is looking at options they never wanted to take: austerity and furloughs.
I have not seen in all my years the level of misappropriation, misuse, and abuse of public funds in the history of the Commonwealth.
Governor Arnold Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David Apatang delivered their first address of the NMI's financial state today. Findings from transition reports from each government department indicate that the CNMI is in a dire fiscal situation. Preliminary findings reveal that the CNMI ARPA funds stands at a deficit of $86 million, while the 2022 annual report reveals that the general fund is at a deficit of $37.8 million.
One never expect to see this kind of a disaster. I don't even know how to describe this, but it is a disaster. And I don't think there's any FEMA money for this kind of a disaster. So we're gonna have to work it ourselves and figure this out ourselves.
The administration has formed a fiscal response team that will revise the budget for FY 2023 that will reflect and balance the current resources available. Acting Finance Secretary Tracy Narita says the goal is to look at findings in the transition reports and recommendations affecting budgetary resources, cash availability to pay salary, and government operations. The group has come up with a two-way approach.
Number one, conduct an ARPA reconciliation of expenditures. We need time to collect and validate the data that was used to calculate this $86 million deficit. And so our staff are working expeditiously to collect all that information and make sure that we organize that information in a way that is understandable of the uses of ARPA funds. The second part of our approach is really to also identify disaster-related expenditures ready for reimbursement in partnership with the Public Assistance Office. The drawdowns of these reimbursements will really assist us in our cash situation.
Once the fiscal response team finalizes their report, they will be able to get a more clear picture of the true value of the NMI's financial state and proceed in revising the fiscal year budget. Acting OMB Chief Virginia Villagomez.
At that point, we will identify the cost containment measures that we will implement, and then wait for the Department of Finance to report to the governor of any revised projections on the budget.
Governor Palacios says they are looking at all cost-cutting measure options, even austerity and furloughs.
As painful as it is for the lieutenant governor and I and the legislature to implement that, those are on the table.
The team consists of officials from the administration, legislators, and even auditors from private sectors. There is no hard timeline for the task, as they want to ensure accuracy and transparency. Governor Palacios says they do have plans in place.
We're also looking at, different resources that we have, whether it's local resources and maybe migrating some programs resources to the general fund to continue to provide the public service that is expected of this government.
The Superior Court finds probable cause to charge a former mixed martial arts fighter with sexual abuse of a minor. 32-year-old Kevin Esteves is charged with sexual abuse of a minor in the second degree, assault and battery, and disturbing the peace. According to court documents, on New Year's Eve, the mother of the victim walked into the police station to file a complaint against Esteves. Esteves is a repeat offender who has faced other criminal charges such as robbery and theft. Judge Naraha found probable cause to charge Esteves with sexual assault of a minor in the second degree after hearing a testimony from a DPS detective. Esteves is remanded back to the Department of Corrections and is scheduled for an arraignment on January 30, 2023. Also in court, the lawsuit against former cabinet members who received overtime payment continues. Attorney Robert Torres is representing 3 former cabinet members who are being sued by the Attorney General's office for excessive overtime. A status conference was held this morning before Judge Robert Naraha. Robert Glass Jr. appeared on behalf of the AG's office, while Torres represents former secretaries Anthony Benavente, Clyde Narita, and Larissa Larson.
I'm reviewing the matter with my clients. We're engaged. We understand their claim. We obviously believe that the genesis of this did not emanate from each one of them. The concept, the proposal was from the Office of the Governor, I guess vetted through various departments and went through. While we believe that administration of this matter could have been done better if it was so apparent on its face that it was impermissible. Each of my clients are responding, will respond, and attend to this matter.
In the lawsuit filed by the AG's office, they say typhoon emergency premium pay, overtime, or extra payment does not apply to gubernatorial appointees.
If the issue in the case from the government's view is about accountability, then let's have accountability on both sides of the aisle. And my clients will attend to accountability for themselves. We're not running away, we're not avoiding anything, and that's why I'm here. But let's also look on the other side of the accountability, and let's ensure that there's transparency, accountability, and responsibility of this.
Glass declined to comment further. The next status conference is scheduled for February 8 at 9 a.m. As for the other cabinet members, it was learned in court that former Secretary Robert Hunter has yet to be subpoenaed, while Mark Reboliman has a few more days to respond. Former Secretaries Vicky Benavente, James Ada, and Robert Guerrero have all settled their civil case. All right, coming up, a local businessman is appointed to a national advisory board. Stay tuned.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month, plus a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Join us on Wednesday, January 18th, as Flametree TV and KSPN2 News present a very special Saipan premiere for 2 short films at the American Memorial Park Visitors Center. Show starts at 7 p.m. Buen Camino is the story of an epic solo walk across Spain. We hit the trail for 37 days and 1,000 kilometers and walk in the footsteps of Charlemagne, crossing the Iberian Peninsula on the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage. Along the way, we find equal doses of adventure, friendship, and a lot of life lessons. Immediately following, Mountains 12, an unexpected cancer diagnosis on a small Pacific island, leads to a continuing tale of friendship, perseverance, hope, and adventure as a band of 12 brothers tackle an unforgettable journey. Spirited, funny, and heartwarming. Admission is free, doors open at 6:30 p.m. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under sea NMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. A local businessman will represent the Marianas region or the Micronesian region on a national level in terms of tourism and travel. Tan Holdings President and CEO Jerry Tan has been appointed to the National U.S. Travel and Tourism Advisory Board. The appointment was announced last week by U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. Tan says serving on the board will be a learning experience.
I'm very humbled and honored at the same time by this appointment. And excited to see, what this role, will be. That I feel like I'll be learning a lot. If you look at the long list, there are 32 members, and they're all leading players, throughout the nation. So I think there's a lot for me to learn from this very, very prestigious group.
The board serves as an advisory body to Secretary Raimundo on matters relating to the travel and tourism industry in the U.S. They discuss government policies affecting the industry and offer guidance on issues needed for tourism and travel growth. Tan says because the Micronesia region is far from the mainland, sometimes we are overlooked. His mission is to engage in the discussions and promote the needs here.
We do have important source market that enjoy coming here under visa-free program, and we want to make sure that we maintain that, and at the same time, hopefully expand, because tourism is really our main economic engine. So that's, I think that's something that I am looking forward to learning what the discussion will be, and make sure that our tourism will thrive.
The board is made up of 32 representatives of state and regional economic development teams, businesses, and organizations. Tan says he will be working with a familiar face.
I actually know former mayor of Honolulu, Mufi Hanneman, very well. He's a good friend. He has been here many times. And I know he will be a champion for us as well. He really enjoys coming here and spend time and know a lot of people here. So he's the only one that actually I know from the list. So I'm glad, you know, and I look forward to working closely with him.
Tan wears many hats here in the Marianas. He currently is the president of the Northern Marianas Sports Association, former board member of the Marianas Visitors Authority, and former chairman of the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors. His service in the community is for the enhancement in the Marianas.
Whenever we have an opportunity to participate in the national level, our voice should be heard, and our interests to be protected, and we also want to further enhance, you know, any opportunity that's available to the Marianas region, so definitely I will do my best.
Tonight, we head to Dubai to take a look at a tourist attraction that welcomes about 1 million visitors a year. Our Chris Nelson has this story.
Have you ever wondered if you were in frame? Well, in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, you have an option that makes sure. It's called the Dubai Frame, and it's the largest one in the world, and it sits on the edge of the city, framing old Dubai and new Dubai. It opened in January 2018, and it doesn't just frame city landmarks from the outside, it welcomes people into the frame itself. Almost 10,000 cubic meters of reinforced concrete were used in the build, 2,000 tons of steel, and 2,900 square meters of laminated glass. Dubai's frame's rectangular design, inspired by the golden ratio of 1.618, which many architects and artists believes form an ideal structural balance. As you enter the bottom of the frame, you see the transformation of Dubai from a small fishing village to the city that it is today. The elevator takes you up 48 floors high in just over a minute, and when you enter the top part of the frame, you go from past Dubai to present-day Dubai. There are panoramic views across the city and a clear floor that lets you see 500 feet down to the ground below. It's about 100 meters across the top part of the frame, and as you walk, you can see all of Dubai through the windows. About 1 million people a year visit the Dubai Frame, and it's become one of the top tourist attractions in the city. As you descend, you are about to time travel again from present Dubai to the future. In the future, there's a look at everything from new modes of transportation to medical care and beyond. The Dubai Frame is open daily. It costs about $15 to enter. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
All right, folks, please stay tuned for our KSPN Sports Report.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Bring your friends in for the best night out at Godfathers Bar in Garabin. Sing along to your favorite hits with live music from the Gigolos. Godfathers has daily food and drink specials, like Taco Tuesdays. The best pizza on island every day of the week. Located on Palm Street in Garabin.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Tonight, we bring you the full report on a 3-day run event called the Trinity 2023. Let's check it out.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
With the continuation of the first ever Trinity 2023, Day 2 was a short but brutal course where runners had to run uphill all the way to the top of Mount Tapachao on Sunday afternoon. Here are the winners from Run Saipan's Trinity 2023, Day 2. In the men's division, Joel Buko was the first runner to cross the finish line in 31 minutes and 36 seconds, winning first place. Second place is Chad Taflinger with a time of 22 minutes and 49 seconds. And Theo Rogers finished third with a time of 33 minutes and 1 second.
And then for gold medalist for Mount Tapachao for our second 5K up there, this is Roderick Santos.
Meanwhile, Rosemary Chisato topped the women's division by crossing the finish line in 36 minutes and 33 seconds. Anne Bang, who finished the 5-kilometer uphill race in 37 minutes and 21 seconds, came in second place. Third place, Jessica Ortizo with a time of 38 minutes and 42 seconds. And to complete this 3-day run event, a 5-kilometer flat course at Beach Pathway in San Jose early Monday morning for the final day of the Trinity 2023. In the men's division, Sildri Valoria topped his division by finishing the race in 20 minutes and 21 seconds. Chad Taflinger took the second spot with a time of 22 minutes and 1 second. Third place, Mr. Barefoot Runner himself, Chong Nam Lee. Mr. Lee's time is 22 minutes and 54 seconds. In the female division, Anne Bang finished first with a time of 24 minutes and 55 seconds. Second place, Rosemary Chisato with a time of 25 minutes and 50 seconds. And third place winner is Tara Allen, who finished the 5-kilometer race in 27 minutes and 18 seconds. Here are the highlights from Trinity 2023, Day 3. Run Saipan President Edward De La Cruz was very ecstatic and thankful for the success of this memorable event.
Afade Sinamai. My name is Edward De La Cruz. I'm president of Run Saipan. So right now we wrapped up the historical first 3-day race in the Marianas. We called it the Run Saipan Trinity 23. Right now we had a 3-day back-to-back race. Saturday we ran 10K up north at Marpi early in the morning. Sunday we ran a 5K straight up uphill one-way 5K course at Mount Tapachal. And we just capped it off within 12 hours this morning at 6 a.m. with a 5K flat here at Beach Road. So this event was inspired by Dr. Ron. We literally replicated it off of the Isle of Man race from Europe. They do a 3-day race every Easter, so we figured out we might as well start the year with a bang and use Martin Luther King weekend in remembrance of him to do the Trinity 23 race.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Gold's Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're gonna do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well we wanna lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you wanna think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
And for the KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east winds around 14 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers, east-northeast wind around 14 miles per hour. High 87, low 74, the humidity at 84%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east-northeast wind around 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. High 86 and a low 74. The marine forecast, combined seas of 4 to 6 feet will build to 5 to 7 feet tonight, then continue through Thursday. Moderate to occasionally fresh trade winds are expected as well. Heading into the weekend, winds and seas will increase as a strong high pressure passing to the north causes a trade wind surge. This will make for a good potential for hazardous winds and seas over the weekend. East wind 15 knots, wind waves 3 feet, east swell 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise will be at 6:47 a.m., high tide 3:27 p.m., low tide 11:16 p.m., and the sunset 6:07 p.m. And that wraps up your Wednesday edition of the News, Sports, and Weather. As always, thank you so much for watching the KSPN News. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back on Friday with more.